Have you ever wondered what it would take to secure one of the most dangerous criminals in the world? El Chapo, the notorious Mexican drug lord, was captured and imprisoned in ADX Florence, considered one of the world's most secure prisons. But with the existence of criminals who just want to cause chaos, it's uncertain if they won't escape again. In this video, we'll explore the insane security measures taken to keep El Chapo and other dangerous criminals locked up for good, so watch until the end. El Chapo, the notorious Mexican drug lord, was captured and imprisoned in ADX Florence, considered one of the world's most secure prisons. However, with the existence of criminals who are not interested in power or money and just want to cause chaos, it's uncertain if they won't escape again. ADX Florence houses the most dangerous criminals in society, including those who match or exceed El Chapo's ruthlessness, such as John Krasinski, a Harvard math professor who mailed homemade bombs that killed 3 people. Keeping such murderers in check requires a facility as secure as ADX Florence. Umar Abdul Muttalab, the failed underwear bomber, and Michael Swango, known as Dr. Death, are among the notorious criminals serving multiple life sentences at the ADX Florence Supermax. Located in Colorado, the 49-acre impenetrable facility was built to house 490 inmates, but currently only has 343 of the world's most high-profile criminals. ADX Florence is not a regular maximum security prison and is reserved for criminals deemed too dangerous for regular facilities. Its unique structure makes it an ideal home for villains like Swango and Muttalab, whose heinous crimes shook the world. The prison where El Chapo is held has 6 security levels with varying levels of restrictions. The general population is the least restrictive unit, while the H unit houses criminals deemed terrorist groups by the Department of Justice. The most restrictive unit where El Chapo is housed is Range 13, a special 4-cell wing within the Special Housing Unit. This unit is only reserved for the most violent criminals in history, such as Thomas Silverstein and Ramzi Youssef. El Chapo is in this unit due to his history with maximum security facilities. Inmates in these units have limited privileges and are subject to strict lockdowns. Comparing El Chapo's previous prison escapes to the high-security ADX Florence, a design that could foil even the most notorious criminals. Before being incarcerated at ADX Florence, El Chapo had been imprisoned in 2 high-security facilities in Mexico, but escaped both times with ease due to the corruption of prison officials. However, it would be impossible for him to bribe any official or guard at ADX Florence due to their strict vetting process and constant monitoring. Inmates who attempt to escape the facility, which houses enemies of the state, face deadly consequences. Going against the United States of America is never a wise decision. After successfully escaping from prison once, El Chapo's second capture required a joint effort between the DEA and Mexican Marines. Captured in 2014, authorities made sure to create a nearly impossible escape situation. El Chapo was placed in a cell with no windows, no communication with other inmates or family members, and spent 23 hours a day in solitary confinement. Family visits required a judge's approval, and his only luxury was access to personal hygiene products for 48 hours. This time, authorities left nothing to chance, ensuring that El Chapo would remain in custody and not be able to escape again. Despite being subjected to numerous limitations, El Chapo managed to escape again just a year later. He located a weak point in the security system within the cell bathroom, and after months of communicating with his associates, he vanished from the shower stall. How did they manage it? The situation becomes even more unbelievable as it is revealed that El Chapo's wife and his associates had spent 4 months constructing a 1-mile tunnel directly beneath the shower. They used a smartwatch that was smuggled in to determine his precise location within their criminal tunnels. It is not feasible for him to escape using the same approach at ADX Florence. El Chapo was able to evade his previous prison by constructing a tunnel with the help of his accomplices. This was made possible by his ownership of adjacent land in Mexico, the bribery of a guard who brought in a smartwatch, and a blind spot in the prison security. With a price tag of $60 million, ADX Florence is an impenetrable fortress that boasts no blind spots. It is encircled by rocks on all sides, and to add extra security, an army base, Fort Carson, is located just a few miles away from the prison. The idea that El Chapo could purchase land in the vicinity of a federal prison owned by the government is unthinkable. It would be a daunting task for his accomplices to tunnel through this area, and smuggling contraband, such as a watch, would be almost impossible. I've previously discussed the immense challenge of corrupting the deities. For humans, the only escape is through death. However, the Supermax Penitentiary's most dreadful aspect isn't even that. The living conditions of Range 13 cells, where El Chapo and other inmates suffer, are excruciatingly horrific and are rated 5 stars in terms of terror. Former deities have rejected Range 13 as a dwelling place, denouncing its inhumane conditions. However, the torture methods used in ADX Florence are not what one would expect. The only form of torment is forced isolation and pervasive silence. This prison is reserved for the most heinous of criminals. Inmates spend 23 hours a day locked inside a minuscule cell, measuring only 7 by 12 feet, furnished with a concrete desk, stool, and bed. Soundproofing prohibits communication with anyone but oneself. The labyrinth structure disorients prisoners, leaving them perpetually unaware of their location. This cell is designed to prevent inmates from harming themselves, even if they attempt to do so. The sinks do not have taps, which eliminates the possibility of them being used as weapons. In addition, the toilets automatically shut off when clogged, and the showers operate on a set schedule. Inmates are limited to a black and white TV that plays educational and religious programs on repeat, and their food is carefully delivered to them to prevent any interaction with other inmates. Each cell has a petite window, which only provides a glimpse of the sky. Pressure pads are installed in every cell to enable the gods to monitor the inmate's location at all times. To ensure extra security, the compound is fortified with motion detectors, cameras, and sturdy steel doors. Moreover, the entire facility is remotely managed from a control room, and a single panic button can instantly shut down the compound in an emergency. From the outset, it is evident that El Chapo would face insurmountable obstacles in attempting to escape ADX Florence. However, let us indulge in a hypothetical scenario for a moment. Suppose El Chapo succeeded in evading the security sensors, cameras, and robust steel doors of his cell. He would still face a daunting 12-foot-tall fence wrapped in razor wire. Additionally, the facility is patrolled 24/7 by heavily armed guards, accompanied by expertly trained dogs. Moreover, Fort Carson, located a short distance away, houses a 4th Infantry Division, 10th Special Forces Group, hundreds of combat vehicles, and 74 combat helicopters, making any escape attempt futile. ADX Florence Supermax earned the moniker Alcatraz of the Rockies for a valid reason. No prisoner has ever escaped from the facility, and it appears that El Chapo will not be an exception in 2018. Although he may have escaped on 2 previous occasions, it is highly unlikely that he will escape this time. So, there you have it, the unbelievable story of El Chapo's prison security at ADX Florence, the world's most secure prison. With its impenetrable design, strict security measures, and inhumane living conditions, it seems impossible for anyone to escape from this facility. But what do you think? Let us know in the comments section below. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more informative videos here at Criminal Records, and we'll see you in the next video.